Welcome to the book of Shoftim, chapter 18. We are in the middle of the story of Pesel Micha. Remember that Micha steals money from his mom, makes a Pesel, a statue out of silver, and then after he makes a statue out of silver, he hires a young lad who's a Levi from the territory of Yehuda to serve in this Mishkan that he builds to the Pesel in his house. That's where the chapter leaves us off. A pasuk that keeps repeating itself is in those days there is no king in Israel. Every person does as they wish. So the chapter begins, chapter 18, with En Melech B'Yisrael. And in those days there's a part of the tribe of Dan that is not, they don't have a part in the land of Israel. They didn't yet get a part in the land of Israel. So they're looking for a place, and they send spies from Tzorah and Eshtaol, which, if you remember, is the city of Shimshon, and they send spies all over the land to see basically which city is a weak city that they can conquer and take for themselves because they don't have a land. They arrive in the house of Micha, and they see this young man, the lad that he hired, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And he says, "Oh, I am from Yehuda, but I was hired here to worship this idol." And they see this, by the way, as a way of worshiping Hashem. He's like, "I'm a man of God," even though he's worshiping Avodah Zarah. Yikes. And so they're like, "Oh, you know what? You're the man of God. We actually have a question for you, man of God. We are on a mission to find space for us. Where are we going to succeed in our mission?" And he says, "Yes, I have a great idea for you. You will succeed. God tells me that you will succeed." Of course, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's like, you're going to succeed. They come to the city of Laish, which belongs to Tzidon, today in Lebanon, and they see that the people there are sitting quietly. They're not suspecting. They don't have an army. They don't have defense, and it's called a soft target. They're deciding, okay, we're gonna get these guys. They come back to Tzorah and they say, "You know what? We found the place." They come back to the people of Dan and they're like, "Yay, we found the place! Yay!" They say, "Okay, let's go get this place. It's a place that people are unsuspecting, etc." And 600 people from the tribe of Dan come to the house of Micha. They come to the house of Micha, 600 armed men ready for war. And the spies that were there before are like, "Hey, check out this young guy. He's the one we asked if Hashem's going to succeed with us. And he said Hashem will succeed our endeavor." And they're like, "You know what? Why don't you come with us and be part of our success?" And he's like, "What do you mean? But this guy hired me." So they tell him, "Look, this guy hired you, but we are much stronger. And do you rather serve a one guy's family, or do you rather serve 600 people who are about to build or conquer a city?" So they take the statue, they take the young man, and they go off to their endeavor of conquering the city of Laish. Micha wakes up in the middle of the night, and yikes, the alarm didn't go off, but his statue is gone. His Kohen, Levi, worshipping idol guy is gone. And he chases them, and he's like, "Wait, what did you guys do? You stole my statue, you stole my guy. What are you doing?" And they're like, "Why don't you not mess with us? We have 600 people here with swords ready for war," which is not a nice thing to do either way, even if when you're stealing a statue of Avodah Zarah. But they're like, "Dude, leave us alone. We're stronger than you. Go back." They basically bully him, and they take everything that he has. They come to the city of Laish. They destroy the city, and, well, they kill the people in the city, and they take the city. They call it Dan. And in those days, Micha builds his Avodah Zarah, not Micha, sorry, the young man, the young guy who was servicing the Avodah Zarah, takes the statue that Micha built, and he puts it in their city, and the statue remains there until the end of times of the destruction, until the tribe of Dan is expelled hundreds of years later. What is this chapter teaching us? Two things. Number one, the confusion. People don't know. We worship Hashem, but we worship also a statue, idols, Hashem. There's not so much knowledge there. Number two is that the moral corruption, they just steal it when they can. The fact that every person just sets up his own shop. And then the fact that the people of Dan just take it and take the guy and go, and that no one knows better. That's really the idea. The idea is Bayamim hahem en melech beYisrael ish hayashar be'einav yasa. Everybody does whatever they feel like, and that is the problem that this chapter is describing. And it's the end of a story that really comes to show how chaotic and inconsistent things were in those days, leading up to the next story, the final story in the book of Shoftim, the tragedy of Pilegesh Bagiv'ah.